Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored this week by Stern & Spiegel LLP, 516-873-1683. Let us solve your problems, as well as by Tiffany Dry Cleaners, environmentally safe and competitively priced. They will donate 10% of the cost to your favorite religious institution and will pick up in West Hempstead and surrounding areas. 718-309-5222. Here are your hosts, David and Norm. Take it away, gentlemen.
Thank you, Dan. And hey, Norm, how's it going?
Memorial Day weekend. It was great.
Hey, Adam, how are you?
Hey, good guys.
So, you know what today is? It's, you don't always necessarily watch us exactly when we record it, but it's May 31st. Does anyone know why May 31st is important?
Yeah, you're not allowed to water your property.
There you go. It's a non-watering day in Nassau County. Who would have thought? You know,
every other day you can water. If you're even number, you can do it on even days. Yeah. I don't know who the watering police are, but apparently you're not allowed to
Actually, no one gives a crap, but again, it just says no watering on the 31st.
I haven't touched the sprinkler setup, so it's doing whatever it's supposed to do.
It also says no sprinklers between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., so...
Right.
So there we go.
All right.
And also
no leaf blowers and no lawnmowers. That would be a bigger deal.
Yes. And the 31st is also the day for the budget alignment or something.
Officially, the budget adoption. We mentioned this last week. I should probably switch over so you can see me when I tell you this very exciting news. There is a budget adoption meeting getting underway about 15 minutes from when we're recording here, which I think means what they're doing is they've figured out how to save some money, so that's going to go on, and that'll present us with the budget for the vote, which will be when?
The 20th.
June 20th, yeah, can't wait.
20th.
Counting down.
Well, I'm sure we'll see a budget sometime before then. It may be made public, and people will be commenting on it.
Yeah, and most importantly, we're going to get Joel and Karen to come in and talk to us about the budget and what changes were made or weren't made, and then hopefully we'll hear from the opposition side about what they feel about it, and hopefully the community will move on.
I'm going to call it out again, folks. Got to show up and vote. Got to show up. We had 2,500 or 2,800 people show up to vote the last time. Everybody's going to complain about the taxes. You don't vote. Guess what? Nothing they can do about it.
Clearly, the people, the new, whoever comes in addition to the traditional, whatever, 10, 20%, that's going to make the difference. So if you're really interested, then come out and vote.
So what happens if the vote doesn't pass a second time?
I think the world comes to an end.
Ooh, that's ugly.
We get two of them, and then
than I thought.
The third one is free or something.
War.
I don't know. Has that ever happened?
I imagine it must have.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's got to be a plan.
Listen, let's hope
to go to a cage match.
Yeah, we could play King of the Hill. No pun intended. Sorry. I'm not really sure. It's let's hope we don't find out. Let's hope that this budget does take. They do take a sharp look at what needs to happen, and everyone votes.
I'm sure they'll find $1 million someplace.
Who knows? Anyway, you know what? When we get to the budget, I get really down because it's just like it just sort of brings
you need a
the
parade.
energy down.
That's what you need.
We do need a parade. So this Monday was a Memorial Day parade. Norm, what are your impressions?
That parade. It was so cool. I was there with my grandchildren. They loved the parade. We had marching bands. We had Boy Scouts and fire department. Everything we look forward to every year. It was fun.
It was great. Adam, you marched down the parade with your dad. That must have been a pretty special.
Couldn't ask for a better day for a parade, and I would say also we're not that far removed from COVID. Just a couple of years ago, when you walked down the street, you had to wear hazmat suits. If someone came in the same side of the street, you had to cross over to avoid them. And to see everybody lining the streets in crowds again, to me, it's still great.
And your dad's a veteran of which war?
So my father was not a war veteran. He was in the United States Army between Korea and Vietnam. Fortunately, served in peacetime. But it was wonderful to be able to do the parade route with my father in his wheelchair, pushing 90, God willing. And it's very heartwarming still when you see people who have that reverence for veterans, when they see them come over and thank you for your service. It meant a lot to him. And I'm in between two generations of service. My son currently serving overseas, so I actually wore his boots while I did the march. and I had my father in the wheelchair, so it felt like a great generational link. And I felt like the turnout was kind of meh, and probably because it was such a great day. A lot of people went away for the weekend. There were clusters of people, but there's definitely been bigger crowds in the past. Hopefully better next year.
And if you did happen to miss the parade, you can take a look on the website because we shot a little bit of video and some
Excellent
pictures.
video,
and,
excellent video
threw it up
captured by
there,
Dan. I must say, it captures all the highlights. Great mood with the music.
including Adam and his father walking. We made sure to get them in. So.
And I think that also
Cameo appearance.
there was a tremendous representation from the community who were marching. I think pretty much every organization and every group that you can think of was out there. So
Hempstead Community Support Association was there. I don't remember seeing them before. But
Boy
that was
Scouts
great.
were there, and
yeah, the marching bands and all the fire trucks.
Grandchildren
and,
sitting on the curb with little flags. They were giving out flags. It's a great sight.
One year they had a guy with a unicycle, and
And they had the classic car parade, don't forget that, and some of which actually made it all the way through the parade route.
yeah, there was a Volkswagen Bug. I wasn't exactly sure.
There was one car that had to pull over. It was a little too classic.
There's some people that needed to be pushed.
did we have a historic tow truck come up and remove them?
Yeah,
or-
that would have been great.
We will have a memorial for the car.
So, in the mail just today, we got a flyer from the West Hempstead Water District. We don't always hear from our water district, and the headline is "Saying Goodbye to Old Reliable." So this has been a story that we've been covering really since the beginning of the dismantling of Old Reliable. Who the heck knew it was called Old Reliable?
Let's tell them we're
So
talking
when I
about
get
the
to
water
84,
tank.
hopefully I'll be reliable. But it was up there for quite a while, served our town for many, many decades. It was sad for some people to see it dismantled because it was such a really the only landmark we have in town.
It's one
Yeah.
of, it's,
Except for Reister's Bakery, which has been around about that long.
Yeah, but you can't see restorers from the southern states. So.
the tower was built in 1938, and it's probably one of the last of the original towers on Long Island.
Yeah, we know about a woman in town who's selling vintage T-shirts with a picture of it, of the old tower. And we asked her about the new tower. She said it's ugly.
Well,
I like the new
It's
tower.
streamlined, it's effective, but it doesn't have that appearance of an old town.
So you can go to westhempsteadecho.com and you can actually go to the photo gallery and you'll see a lot of what are now going to be considered vintage pictures
collector's
of the
items.
water tower. So now it's kind of becoming a historical photo album. So
Well, it looks like the Water District has aerial photos, probably taken by a drone.
yeah, we're going to have links to
But
that.
nobody's ever
and,
seen that.
We'll update the story.
Really amazing stuff. And you know what? The team, the West Hempstead Water District does an amazing job. And here there's a congratulations to Jason Bell, who actually was with us. And we had an amazing
Fine
interview
fellow.
with him. Absolutely. And he's been named the chairman of the Long Island Commission for Aquifer Protection and is being appointed to vice chair of the Long Island Water Conference Board.
Yeah, so this is a regional group. It's Nassau County and Suffolk County. Obviously, underwater, we're all the same. I mean, underground, we share the same water.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of interest to be shared, and it's a good group to have.
One thing I can say about Jason is, after meeting him, he takes his water really seriously. So, and getting this type of accolades and recognition throughout Long Island is really amazing. So, congratulations, Jason.
He's a good guy.
Drinking all that praise.
So there was a story that showed up in Newsday that I kind of didn't care that much about because, quite honestly, I thought the store, the restaurant was closed a long time ago, which is the Lantern Diner. They had an article in Newsday. I think it was open for 60 years or maybe 60 plus years. It's located right on Hempstead Turnpike by Nassau Boulevard. And right next to Starbucks. I can tell you right now,
That killed them.
You go to Starbucks and there's a line that seems to be around every time you go. Not too many people go into the diners these days.
And they're waiting in line to spend 3 times as much for a cup of coffee.
Although, I mean,
Unbelievable.
listen, it's always sad to see a
branding.
business go out of business like that. But, I mean, we're in a day and age of full of chains, and they can do everything cheaper and at scale, and some things don't survive.
And it's about specialties. And, the days of the diner were, the great things about diners, they were open 24 hours.
And 1,000 things on the
1,000
menu.
things, and they had...
And they get it to you in 10 minutes.
It was never great.
How's that possible?
Right, but that's what diners did. It doesn't really fit in today's times because people are looking for the best or this really niche type of thing. Like an incredible brewery. I mean, something like that would really be an interesting thing. So, as it just so happens, we're
a gentle segue, folks.
Yeah, beautiful
in news
segue.
business.
I don't know how subtle, but we've been visiting the Somerset Brewery, which for those of you who haven't been there, it's an incredible place. It's located behind Stop and Shop. Takes a little finding, but you'll see a sign there. The place is packed on the weekends. They have an incredible assortment of beer on tap. The owner is a current active doctor in the city. It was like just an incredible story. So we can't wait to bring it to everyone.
Yeah, he's a physician, an emergency room physician at Presbyterian Hospital. And this is his love. He built this place by hand. It's in a garage. It's all stainless steel. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
He built picnic tables outside so you can bring the whole family. We went there, and we're going to have that up on our site shortly. It's an amazing place, and he's an amazing guy. So.
Yeah, I had a chance to drop by there last summer, but when we went back there recently, he's really done a lot more with the place since then. The outdoor area that you mentioned, he's investing a lot of money into that business. People should support it. And the beer is good.
Here's the secret
We've
from the
sampled
place.
the beer.
He has put A&S bagels
Yeah, and
brewed
he talks
in
about
with the hops and the wheat, and it's crazy good.
Strange as it sounds, it's good.
It's
it
great.
works. It works.
I don't know how that works.
We've been
but-
back a couple of times now. We've actually recorded them brewing some of the beer,
Yep.
which was great. The guys over there, Connor and I think Jason is the other gentleman who was there. They showed us through the whole process, and we went and sat down, and the guys had some beer. There may have been some samples today as well. So we're really looking forward to bringing you this story.
It's a great place to spend a Friday afternoon as you're winding down for the weekend. I've been there on Friday afternoon and see people sometimes bring their families. They have little tic-tac-toe games and stuff for the kids to keep them busy while their parents socialize. It's just a good feeling to
And Davey, talk to us about the dogs today, too.
Yeah, so, one of the things that we all didn't mention, which at least to me as a dog owner was really the most important, is you can bring your dog, to the outside,
Yeah,
to
because
the
it's all
outdoor
outdoor.
dining.
It's all outdoor.
It's incredible. Manny is an incredible dog lover. His dog is hanging out there all the time. It just so happens that his first dog's name is Memphis, like my dog,
Wow.
and there's a beer named after Memphis. So I'm going to be very excited to bring Memphis. Maybe we'll, Dan, if we can figure out a way to put the GoPro on Memphis.
I'm sure we can work something out. We can put a little beer in the dog bowl or something.
So we have to pay him dog scale. I'm not exactly sure how to do that. And thank you, Norm. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Adam. This has been a very spirited show. And we'll join you next week on This Week in West Hempstead.
Have a nice week.
Thanks for watching, everybody. If you'd like to help us ramble on these programs, sponsor us, much like Tiffany Dry Cleaners and Stern & Spiegel LLP, you can reach out to us at sales@westhempsteadecho.com.